Well, Christmas is right around the corner, and I'm here to help you guys out on getting what you want for Christmas. Give you a couple tips on that. We just had Thanksgiving. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. I did. Last year, we went down to the Florida Keys for Thanksgiving, which was amazing. We wanted to do something similar to that this year, but the plane tickets were really expensive. My girlfriend's sister was like, why don't you all come over here for Thanksgiving? Spend holidays with the family. My girl was like, we go there every year. Why don't you all come over here and I'll cook? It's like they have a cock off. My girl is an amazing cook. That's the only reason why she wants to bring them over here. She wants everybody to come over to our house for she can flex on her family and be like, yeah, bitch, I cooked this shit. I didn't order out. I didn't have my man cook it. I did this. It didn't work out. She was there like, nope, we're going over there. And I was like, babe, it's okay. Let's go to your sister's house. It's fine. We can go over there. We don't need to bring a dish. Go over there. Literally walk in the door as they're carving the turkey, eat till we're going to explode, and then leave. We didn't have to buy nothing. We didn't have to cook nothing. We didn't have to clean up nothing. That's what Thanksgiving is really all about. Do something like that. Don't deal with the mess if you don't have to. It's fine. It's fine. You can flex for something else. I don't know what else you can flex on, but it was good. I ate till I almost exploded, came home, might have played with the toys for a little bit and went straight to bed. It was an amazing Thanksgiving. Christmas is right around the corner. Your girl's going to ask you what you want. Be prepared for this, fellas. This is your time to let her shine for Christmas. Don't be selfish. Don't be greedy. Let her know what you want. Let her know where to get it. All those action figures that you were too cheap or they were overpriced or they went on eBay and then they like tripled in price. Send her a link to all of that. For she can wrap that shit up, put it under the tree, and then when you open it up, it's shit that you actually wanted. Because if you don't tell her what you want, she's going to buy you shit that she thinks that you want. And then you're going to open it up, and she's going to see the disappointment on your face. And you're going to go, yeah, I love it. I love it, babe. And now you just ruined her Christmas because you didn't tell her what you really wanted for Christmas. Don't be that guy. If the action figures are expensive, we got a way around that. It's not a big deal. When she asks you what you want, go, I want a new dirt bike, babe. But it's $13,000. I know you probably can't afford that. That's fine. I guess I'll just take this $600 action figure instead. Or if you need a new helmet for your dirt bike, I've already got all that. I wore her out with that. Last year I got a new helmet, new boots, new knee braces, new gear. On my action figures, I haven't been collecting as much as I used to be, so I'm kind of caught up on that. But I'm sure there's some expensive action figures out there that I didn't pull the trigger on, that I'm not afraid to ask her for because I want her to feel good about herself for Christmas. You know when you give somebody that gift and you're like, Christmas win. Give her an opportunity to feel that way. When she asks you what you want, don't be afraid to ask for a little sexual favor in there for Christmas. When she goes, what do you want for Christmas? Be like, I want these action figures and I don't know, maybe a threesome. The second you say that, walk it back. Just kidding, babe. No, but maybe, I don't know, ATM or something like that. And then it took the threesome thing where she was like, what the fuck? When you walk it all the way back to an ATM, you'll probably get it. It's like asking for that dirt bike before the $600 action figure. If you're back 3 sets on Marvel Legends, if you started at a dirt bike, you're going to get all 3 sets. She wants an opportunity to shine. Let her do that. I asked my girl what she wanted. I go, what do you want, sweetheart? What do you want for Christmas? New tires for the truck. I want to get my truck painted. New mattress for the bedroom. I looked at her and I go, honey, why don't I just reach in my drawer and hand you a stack of cash because you just ruined my Christmas spirit. I can't put any of that shit underneath the tree for you. Send me a list of shit that you actually want that I can wrap and put under the Christmas tree. For us doing these Christmas decorations for 2 days straight, we can put some presents under there and have a magical Christmas. Now she wants a $180 coffee mug that heats up. I've got her one of these before. It lasted about 1.5 years, then it just magically stopped working. I know, go figure. I don't mind spending the $180 on a coffee cup because I've already sent her half of my list. And I know that it will be underneath the tree. So it's kind of like a win-win. We're going to take a look at these DC Multiverse Mega Figures by McFarlane. I think he's killing it with this. I know when he took over the DC license, everybody was like torn, going, I don't know how this is going to go. I'm a little nervous. And I was like, don't be nervous. Don't be scared. If he doesn't make something that you like, just stop collecting it. That's how I am with Marvel Legends. I would love to see Legends, Marvel, go to a different brand. Everybody's like, well, what if they don't match? It's cool. That's awesome. Then you just enjoy what you have. We don't need more shit. We already have enough shit. When you reorganize your shit, clean it all up, just enjoy what you got. So when he got that one with the 7-inch scale, I was like, I might dabble in that. If he makes something that will fit in my 6-inch DC collection, like an oversized character, I might get that. And it makes collecting DC so much fun. I did have a hard time tracking these down. I had to go online for all of them. $40 each. I actually think that's a pretty good deal. When I look at this, the Nectron, he's a bigger character. I wish he was actually a little bit bigger. The Frankenstein, a character I didn't even know existed in the DC world, but when I saw it, I was like, shit, $40. Why not? Then you have the Bane figure, and I was like, damn. He's kind of big even for the 7-inch line. For the 6-inch line, he's way too big, but why not? We don't ever get to hear way too big. Maybe on occasion. If you want to hear way too big, stick it in your old lady's ass. And then she'll tell you it's way too big. And if she doesn't tell you it's way too big, remember that next time you want to stick it in there. You go, what? What's the problem, babe? It doesn't even hurt. Now her next excuse is, I got to take a shit. Now the next thing that happens after she says that is going to be really awkward. Because now you're going to start keeping track of her shit. So when she comes to bed, you're going to be like, hey, babe, you took a shit this morning. Are we good to go on that? Let's check this shit out. All right, got them all lined up so you can check the scale on this. When I'm done with this, when I'm done with my comparisons, when I'm done showing you my figures, I'm going to drop these in the collection and do a little bit of a collection video just for I can kind of show where they would go. And I don't know, the collection videos are kind of where it's at. If you're not showing off your collection, you're just kind of like one of those bitch channels that nobody really gives a shit about. I can't do cool comparisons anymore because I downsized my collection. So if you want to see those comparisons, I had all the Nectrons. You can go to an old Nectron video and see that. First time ever getting Frankenstein, so that's always cool to add that to your collection. Bane, I had every Bane existed, and those are on all of my old Bane figures. So sorry about the comparisons on that. I just want one good Bane in my collection. I couldn't get down to one good Bane. I got down to two. Let's go ahead and pull out some comparisons. Before we get into that, somebody reached out to me on Instagram. It is at Professor Bex on IG, which I'll take a screenshot of his screen on there and put that on there. He makes fisted hands for Bane. Everybody was complaining that the hands weren't interchangeable. He did make these, which I think that these things look amazing. Painted them up for me and everything. He actually painted in the flesh there and then put silver on the knuckles. I think he could have painted flesh on the knuckles, but I actually like the silver better. That just adds for a really good look. I was going to change these out and put them on the action figure. I pulled these things so hard that I couldn't get the hands off, and I thought they were going to break. Let me know in the comments if you have changed these hands out. If all I got to do, if I'm just being a bitch, I'm just not pulling hard enough. I didn't really want to break this figure because I actually had a really hard time tracking one of these down. I was hoping for a sale or a discount. It never came about, but I did get it for normal price, which actually felt good. On the hands that it comes with, you can see that they They were a little stingy on the paint. You can see that how it was supposed to be painted there on the knuckles and on the hands. These will be really cool as soon as I figure out how to get them in here. He also throws in an extra pin for the head. So if you want a little bit more movement on this, that would be nice. I haven't pulled on the head yet. I'm going to wait and see what happens with the hands first. Then I'm going to go ahead and change it all out. But I just really wanted to get this video out. On this action figure, I think he absolutely killed it. He's huge. He's like 9 inches tall, which I think is a little too big for Bane, even in a 7-inch scale. I went ahead and pulled out for a comparison an old Batman figure. This was the Batman that came in the rainbow set, which I actually still have the whole rainbow set. I'll show you that in the collection video. And as far as the Banes go, I got rid of all my regular like comic book Banes. I do have my 6-inch Batman animated Bane. I got 2 different Banes for that. Actually, there might be 3 different Banes for that. But here's a Bane for that comparison. On the costume, I do like Bane in his classic costume. I think that he did a decent mix on the costume. It kind of looks classic, and it kind of looks modern. And then this is a Bane that I just couldn't get rid of when I was toning down my collection. So as far as like my my Banes go in my like 6/7-inch DC collection, these will be the only 2 Banes in it. This Bane, he did that scarecrow that stuck on his back. I don't even know what comic book this is from. I never read anything. This is like more my version of Bane. So now I'm going to have 2 Banes in my collection. This is one I can't get rid of. I'll have this thing in my collection till the day that I'm dead. And this one, I can't ever see anybody outdoing this. So I think this is going to be my go-to Bane forever. This toy is just truly fucking amazing. McFarlane's real hit and miss. DC's real hit and miss. Like, I think his Spawn figures are kind of shit. I saw the new set at the store. I wasn't real into them, man. They didn't do anything for me for the price. I was just like, maybe on clearance I'll pick them up. It sucks to buy something and not be overly excited. All of these, I didn't even know who the fuck Frankenstein was. I couldn't get this shit on my toy shelf quick enough. I was so excited to get these. Had a hard time tracking them down. I kept thinking I'd walk in a Target or Walmart someday. Never saw them. It doesn't matter. I got them now. Look at some of the texture on this. Look at the knee pads on that. It looks like it's a material, like a separate piece of material. Look at the pockets on it. Look at the stitching. And how the pocket, the flap, it looks like they could actually open that. Nice Bane wrinkle butt. Look at that. Just absolutely killed it. If he could get rid of these big fucking chunky stupid ass pins, he would just be absolutely killing the toy community right now. This thing is good. The articulation, it's a big figure. Single jointed arms, which I know some of you guys are going to hate. I don't give a shit. That's all I need. Has the backpack on it, which I know this is a little different to have the backpack. You should just have something like this. Like kind of like on the animated one, where it just goes from his wrist to his back of his head. He tried something different. I don't know if he's in the books like this or not, but I truly love it. Another Bane that my go-to Bane, the one that I sold when I got this one, was the DC Collectibles Build-A-Figure Bane. That was my go-to Bane, and now this is my go-to Bane. So if you want to see the Bane collection, you just go on my last Bane video and check that out. But this thing, it's, God, look at, like, he put like a little wash on it. The texture on the head. I love the backpack with that little canister. I think he killed it, man. It's really, I don't get a lot of DC figures. That's why if Hasbro lost the Marvel license, I think it would actually be a good thing. It'd give all of us old collectors a good stopping point, or give it'd just be nice to reboot it. Like, it just feels like it's repaint after repaint after repaint. And then you get something like this that's nice and refreshing. 3 new Mega figures, all of them original sculpts. Like, they're all giant. This is which I actually didn't think I got ripped off when I bought this. This is basically a $40 figure. I know the wings don't go with him. They're supposed to go on Venom, but original sculpt, pinless. I thought it did great. I thought they did great. If this was with the wings, $40, it wouldn't really bother me too much. I'm not going to encourage bad behavior and saying $40 is okay. because he's still quite a bit smaller than these other figures. I think that they could have actually made him a little bit bigger also. He looks great. I just want to do kind of like a price comparison. This is like the only thing that I kind of paid $40 for it'd be like the same price point. So basically that without the wings. And a Frankenstein, I went ahead and pulled out my Frankenstein from my Marvel Monsters box set, which is another must. I know that this thing is really old, so only the really old collectors have this. I don't think that these things are going for too much on the aftermarket. You might want to check out McFarlane and see if you can come up on some of these. You do need this Frankenstein, the Marvel one, for your Fearsome 4 team if you're ever going to complete that, but then you also need the Howard the Duck and that She-Force A-Team, which that whole set would be actually really hard to complete that team. Here's the one. Here's the Marvel Monster Frankenstein, which I love. I love it. I know he's got the ball hips. I just try to unsee that and just pretend like I love the figure without that. And then you have this. Once again, you get all the great texture and the sculpt, articulated toes, stitching, line work. The cape looks amazing. The sword comes out. I'm glad that they added a little thing to put a sword in there. The vest, like the marching band vest, like when they announced this figure, I don't dig that marching man. God, I think that's just fucking horrible. Like it kind of ruins the Frankenstein feel to me. I'm sure that this is what he's supposed to look like, but I'm just not feeling that vest. It's just a horrible. Whoever drew that in the comments like that, comic books, I don't know what you were thinking, but he looks like a great figure. He's fucking massive. I don't know how big he is in the comics, but it's nice to have some really crazy big characters. I wish Marvel would do something like this. Have like a mega figure. And it'd also be nice if they'd sell them for $40 each. Then all their big characters, you could just buy them. When they do it, it's like different and kind of lame the way that they do it. Then you have the Nectron. Doesn't stand for shit. Obviously, I already put him on a stand. I can't get him to stand, but then he'll stand for like 5 minutes and tip over, and you just can't have that. Every figure in my collection, I set them up. If they fall one time, they get a stand, then they never fall again. Then when you come in your toy room, everybody's standing, then you can actually enjoy it instead of running around and pick them all up. On this thing, I added the chains. I stole this idea from Toy Shiz. He added the chains on his. I went to Hobby Lobby, just like what he told me to do in his video. You can get a whole roll of this chain for $10. They got every style of chain. I like so many different ones. It's kind of like for Spawn, you want this style, or this figure, you want this style. But I figure that McFarlane is too cheap to do chains. Whenever I have chains required on an action figure like Ghost Rider or anybody, I could just take a piece of this chain, put it on that figure, and it will really set it off. Go ahead and pick up a roll of that. Hobby Lobby. Thank you, Toy Shiz, for that one. And on this thing, I chained them up. I was like, oh, I'll just do one chain, and then you put one on there, and you just really start to have fun with it. On the chain, you can kind of separate these little links with a set of pliers and then just bend it right back. It was actually really easy and kind of fun, which I don't do much customizing, but it felt good to do this one. This action figure is absolutely perfection. Other than the pins and the joints, that's like my only complaint. Double jointed elbows. Tons of detail on this. Look at that sculpted work. The paint is actually pretty good on all of these. That black heart in there. Oh, fuck. It's so nice. I had the other Nectrons. I sold both of those. I sold the DC collectible one a long time ago because he was too small. I kept the Collect and Connect one, but he never came with his sickle, which I thought that was just completely lame. The sickle is cool. It's got like the lantern in there. I love this thing. I put a chain on every fucking loop. I was like, fuck it. Like, let's go hard. At least around his neck, on the wrist, I connected one of those chains to his neck, which I don't know if it's supposed to be like that or not, but it really, really sets that figure off. I'm going to put these things in the collection. I think that's all I had for comparisons, and show you a little bit of the DC collection. I'm not going to do a whole collection video, just kind of my new additions to the team. This is a DC collection just here on these top two shelves. It actually starts right here and then goes around the corner. Sorry if it's a blur. And down to the end, all the way to the door. That's my DC collection. This is after I've downsized it. This is what I'm keeping. I'm loving my DC collection because I just pick and choose, add where I can, and I just really love collecting it. Here's all the Green Lanterns down here. You can kind of check those out. Oh, I actually forgot to scoot those two fuckers over. I'll get those down where they belong. But here's like the Blackest Nights part. Here's all the Black Lanterns. Look at that Nectron. He looks so good in there. That's why I was looking forward to him. So much better than the Collect and Connect one. Just really digging that. And you come down here, you have the Red Lanterns, the Yellow Lanterns, the Green Lanterns, and come up to the top shelf. You got the purple, the white, pink, white, purple, blue, and then the orange. And over here, the new addition to the team is that Bane. So when you put him on the shelf, there's Man-Bat right next to him. I like it. Like he really looks good in the collection with that massive size. Like I downsized, like my Man-Bat that I downsized just to those two. I kept the white one for the Mattel and then the big one that McFarlane did. I only saw that Man-Bat at GameStop one time. It was really hard for me to come up on. Then you have the Joker Dragon, which also really nice. This Frankenstein, let me know in the comments. I have no clue who he rolls with in the DC universe. I just threw him right there for now. I really don't know where else to put him. Then up here you have the McFarlane King Shark. I know he's movie and I try to get rid of all my movie shit, but that's just something that I can't get rid of. And just try to focus on the McFarlane shit. Here's the Rainbow Batman set because I just pulled out that Batman, which, well, my Batman, this is kind of what I got it down to. It's right here. Well, I'm kind of showing you the Robin, all that shit now. You can't get down to one Batman. You just can't. I tried to focus 6-inch. I tried to focus Mattel. I do have some DC collectibles in here. But this is, I'm down to like 40 something Batmans, which when you have like over 100, that's not too bad, I guess. Here's the Mattel Doomsday. You know that McFarlane's going to take a crack at that one. We'll see if we're going to replace him. He just did the Mongol. Let me see. Hold on. Sorry to bounce way back around. I didn't like it. I have that one, the Yellow Lantern one. And then his dad right there in front of him, also the Yellow Lantern one. I didn't like the version of his Mongol, so I passed on it. God, it's just so much fun to collect when you're constantly picking and choosing. I have another one in the Superman villain set somewhere. Oh, right back there. See the two over here too. So I also have those two, so I think I'm good. I'm good on that one. Didn't need to add any more of those. He just did that gorilla, the mega figure. I thought it looked like shit. So once again, I passed. And it just feels really good to do that. Up here on the top, you have his version of Clayface. Down to 3 Clayfaces. I'm curious to see if he's going to try to do a Killer Croc in the comic book style. If he can outdo that one. I couldn't get any lower than 3 on that. And then you have the Swamp Thing. There's the second one in. I think I'm down to 3 Swamp Things. I'm not getting any lower than that. Kind of feel like I need all of those in the collection. There's the rest of the DC collection, just kind of a quick peek. God, I hope you guys have a good Christmas, man. Thanks for all the views. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the comments. I can't thank you guys enough, man. I just really appreciate everything. I thought I was going to quit doing YouTube, but you guys have really brought me back into it. Let's go, Brandon.